Lovely day today, isn't it, Thomas? It certainly is, sir. Sir.
There's some news in Marin. I think you should hear this.
Amazing news here today in the radio clock tower. It can be reported that polio is at last gone.
All thanks to an important scientist, and we all should give him thanks and peace amongst the world.
Wow, this is amazing, everybody. Let's celebrate.
Sir?
Yes, Thomas. What's all this talk about polio? Oh, well, you see, Thomas, polio is a type of sickness that causes people, disease. It's a sickness. And apparently that caused people not to walk again. Ever? Well, it wasn't until after winning the radio clock tower. I know you ain't gotten the scientist's name yet, but he cured the sickness, and I think it's all a bunch of rubbish to my opinion. But anyways, if everything all clears up, I believe that the summer of 1955 will be the best summer that we'll all have.
Although the Sudrian did had a good point, that all this polio was soon put into a stop. But this was just the beginning of all the chaos.
Percy, the small green engine, had listened to the whole conversation and started to think about polio. Yes, polio was soon put into an end, but that gave Percy wondering, what if he got the polio? Would that cause him not to puff again? But as a matter of fact, Percy had puffed away to go find one of the oldest engines ever. He was hoping he would find Edward, but instead he found Gordon and James at the sheds.
Have you heard what?
What? Have you heard what? Silly. Of course I do not know what. If you don't tell me what is. Percy explained everything about what it all happened or what Sir Thomas had said. Well, I may not be the oldest engine ever, but I do know that there's no such thing as a train getting a... Of course there is! What are you talking about, Gordon? I heard about this sickness, but it never does get to an engine. Oh, what are you talking about? You're talking about absolutely rubbish. Did Edward ever tell you? Tell me about what? About that there was once an engine that ran out of puff. That was not because of that. That was only because that he broken down. Well, I mean, still, that could be polio. Well, he did broke down and no longer able to puff again. Exactly, and then Thomas took his place.
Thomas took his place? It's a long story, but don't worry, Thomas did not replace anybody. Yeah, he did. That engine was the original number 1, the first engine. The engine who was built here, and the engine of who had Thomas's branch line. And then Thomas took that all over. Thomas is now the number 1 and took over his branch line. Percy started to feel uncomfortable. But what's even worser, we're all doomed. Doomed? Oh yes. Last time when I went down to the mainland, I saw something that was unpeculiar. I don't get it. I saw something that was rather unusual. There I saw was a diesel.
Oh, what?
The heck is even a diesel? A diesel is a boxy-shaped cab engine that is a little bit superior to us, but I know they're just trying to replace us. Here's one example. Let's say that he's a auto tank engine like Percy, but a boxy shape. And here's what he does. He does not need to have a turntable to turn us all around. He could go each way, backwards and forwards. But that does not mean that they just replaced us. All of my brothers and sisters are all scrapped. What? Oh yeah, I'm the last of my kind now. My brothers was the first to go. Here's something, guys. We need to defend ourselves. Well, maybe who says it was a diesel? Maybe it was a different type of class. What if it's like a steam engine? It didn't blow any steam. That made Perseus's boiler quiver. Now, will you excuse me? I had to go away. I have a train to pull. As James went away, Percy and Gordon were soon left with hatreds of diesels.